Jess, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome to the Instagram Flashback. How's isolation going? First up, how's training?
Oh, isolation, best time of my life. No, it's actually been surprisingly good. I've spent time with my family. I've been able to, do some other things, train a little bit differently, which hasn't been too much of a bad thing. It was quite a long time without white water, but it's really nice to finally be back on a couple of times a week. So just grateful for what we do have versus what we don't have, and it's I guess it's made us appreciate the little things. And we also got a foster dog, which I think Rosie mentioned last week, but she's definitely brought a lot of joy, and I've been doing a lot of baking and breeding. Lots of different things to keep me occupied for sure.
Yes, Instagram has certainly been flooded with pink pictures, that's for sure, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Jess, last time we're in Pau was the 2017 Worlds. We're going to flashback to that today. Last time you were there, you won the K1 Worlds. Do you want to give us a bit of context about that race and how it all went for you?
Yeah, it was a pretty special race. I think I was coming into it trying to defend a double, trying to go for a double world title, and I had the C1 race first. I feel quite comfortable in Pau. It's almost like a second home to be in France, to have a home crowd, to have some family there and friends there as well. And I'd spent a lot of time on that course. So with the C1 race was probably, a huge disappointment to not perform like I wanted to. I remember being last to start in that final and hearing the times that had gone down. And the run itself was just one of those runs that kind of everything just sort of derailed, and I got to the finish and I was really shocked and was like, did that really happen? So it was really devastating, and to come back from that was pretty massive. Like it took a lot out of me that day, so I had to really regroup and refocus and come back for another try the next day. So I was very proud of that race in Pau, but to get into that final was already a struggle because I qualified 10th from the semi. So I just qualified into the final by like 0.3 of a second from Maëlyn Churot. And I remember thinking, well, you know what? You've made the final. That was tight. You've made the final. You've got nothing to lose. And I also remember thinking, well, Andre Tunka won yesterday and he was 10th in the semi-final, and Mallory Franklin won yesterday and she was 10th in the semi-final. So you know what, just go for it. So that was kind of the mentality around it. I'd had that whole evening to try and regroup and get back on track. So it was a good moment to cross that finish line and know that I'd done such a good run in the final.
I remember watching that final. It was super exciting to watch it online. So can't wait to hear your commentary. I'll share my screen now. And I guess Pau, do you want to give us a bit of context about Pau and the course and the city? You said it's like a second home.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there. My boyfriend Mathieu lives there, and so I'd go there for training camps in the lead up to Pau World Champs as well. I've done some French selection races there. I've done the Pyrenees Cups there, so I do feel quite comfortable. It's kind of quite fast on the top and then a bit more artificial in the middle and towards the bottom where it gets chunkier and more stoppers. But the top is really free-flowing and quite fast water. So, it's one of those courses that's quite pretty as well. You can see the rocks, the greenery. The World Championships was quite incredible because it was packed. There were so many people there. And I think the atmosphere was incredible. They always put on a good show.
Nice. Well, let's start this and let's hear your views on the race.
So it was freezing. I remember that. I remember thinking this is a really hot final. There were some really good athletes in that final. It was the World Champs, obviously. So everyone's going for that top spot. And I knew that I had a lot of time to make up from my semi. So I was, pretty pumped, pretty ready. I was pretty fierce looking in the start here, and just ready to go, kill a look. I remember thinking I needed to kind of charge the top section because then I'd get into a good sort of flow and and get good rhythm. And I wanted to really nail this first up. And I came in here and necked it, which is like way better than my first run. And from that moment, I was like, all right, you're charging, let's go. And this move here is like this wave move that changes a little bit. And I was a bit low in my semi. And I remember watching Peter Cows's run like all of the previous day, who had nailed that. And so when I pulled it off, I was like, cool, you just did a Peter Cowser. Let's keep it going, keep it going. So yeah, this that was the straight. Now there was the double up coming up. I was just sort of thinking about keeping it smooth, keeping it tidy. You can see on the bank, everyone had umbrellas. There was a good crowd, all the Aussies following along, cheering me on. Some of the volunteers too, which was really nice. And this was one of those crux stopper moves, which I pulled off well. And I got to this gate here, and I remember my nose popping out and being unsure of whether I'd get through the gate cleanly. Funny how you just sort of remember little moments of the run.
Yeah.
This move was really nice. And I remember coming out of that stopper just thinking, get the gates. Like, this is a good run. Just get the last 3 gates.
Just go.
Yeah, just go, just gun it. So I was hearing the crowd was pretty loud. I was the first paddler off, so I was kind of setting the benchmark, and it was one of those runs that, you know it's a good run, but when you see the time, you're just kind of shocked and stoked. And yeah, I was just so happy, and I knew that I'd done a really good time, and that it was now up to the other girls to come and get me, because I think in the semi I'd done a 4-5 seconds or even more slower. So yeah, it was definitely a very emotional day, an emotional win, and I felt really stoked, really proud to bounce back from the day before. And it was special to share that with Ricarda and Jana as well. So yeah, I had family there and friends there and the Aussie team there. So really special moment.
Jess, it sounds like a really special competition in your career so far. And like I said, it was great to watch online. So I guess as we come out of isolation slowly but surely, is there anything you want to say to everybody getting back into life and getting back into sport?
I mean, I guess just to ease back in and enjoy the little things as well, and be grateful for what we're able to do. Take it seriously as well, and listen to all the rules. And I mean, some countries are stricter than others, and some states are stricter than others. But yeah, just get back into it. Don't be too hard on yourself if it doesn't feel perfect when you get back on the water. And yeah, just set yourself some fresh goals and work towards those.
Awesome. Jess, thanks for joining us for the commentary, and I'll see you on the bank.
Thank you.
Hey, Jess.
She is putting down a cracking run. Look at this. This is going to be by far the fastest of the day.
She knows it as well.
Take that, girls. Well, if someone beats her, they deserve to be world champion.